Hello everyone, it's Zoe here and I wanted to share with you how you can use the new floral elements from makeitcrafty.com using a word processing program like Microsoft Word. So the first thing you want to do, or what I like to do, is work out the size of the card that I am going to be designing for, which allows me to then resize the images that I'm going to use. So I'm going to start by going to the design or like the insert section, and I'm going to insert a shape and insert the rectangle. And I'm just going to draw it in like so, and then come over to the shape, height, the size little section here, and I'm going to work in inches. So I'm just going to say that the height is going to be 5.5 and then put in inches. And then I'm going to say 4.25, put inches in, and that will resize my rectangle to be 5.5 by 4.25 inches wide. So I'm going to also change the shape fill to white, just so that I've got that background, and I am going to also, so that when I insert my images, my flowers, I'm just going to change this to one of these with text wrapping. It doesn't matter which one you choose, but you want to be able to move it around. So that is just the main thing. So as long as you can move it to wherever you want, it's just actually got the top margin here, so I'm not too concerned about that. But that now allows that to be moved around. So the next thing that you are going to want to do is you're going to want to start inserting your flower images. So I'm going to go over to the Insert tab up here, and I'm going to go and click on the pictures. And this actually is already bringing up the flowers, but so it depends on which floral elements you've chosen. If you've chosen the whole collection, you'll have all of the different options, but I'm going to work with the floral elements number 1 today. So these are the different flower elements that come available in that particular little set. And I'm going to bring in the largest one first, click Insert, and it comes in as a large image. So I'm going to click on that and click on the little layout options here. Now, if you don't have that little icon, you will find that icon in your menu somewhere, or you can right click on that. Let me just scroll down a little bit so that that menu option is shown. Let me see. Okay, if I right click up here, okay, you should be able to see the wrap text option in whichever application that you're using. Like it depends on which version you're using. If you right click, you should be able to see the wrap text. So I'm just going to click on square, and that should now mean that I can move that anywhere onto that page. See, it's right over the top of that rectangle we made earlier. Now when you click on these corners, you can resize, and it will resize it to without it being squished. But if you click on one of these ones, it will squish it. So you want to make sure that you always select one of the corners before you try to resize. I'm just going to click Control Z to undo what I've just done. And so then I've got my proportions correct. So I'm just going to resize that into the corner like so. Now the other great thing with these images is that you can, of course, go into your picture tools at the top here, and you can flip them as well. So if I wanted to flip that horizontally, well, did it flip? Yep. Wait, one more time. I can flip it horizontally, and I can choose which direction that flower will be sitting in. So I'm going to click it back this way, and then if you wanted to rotate it, you can rotate it like so. And I'm going to put that into the corner like that. So now let's bring in one of the other images. I'm going to go into the pictures again. I'm going to bring in this one here and insert. You see it's massive again. I'm just going to click on this, and so that I can move it around. Again, using the corner to do my resizing so that I keep the proportions correct. And I think we will bring that right down small like that, and we'll pop that in. Now you can see the way that the images are designed, I can place that image over the top, and this little corner here isn't white, so only the part of the flower on the inside of those lines is white, so that you can easily layer your images on top of each other. So and all of these flower images are like this, and should make it easy for you to layer them and build up your own little arrangement. Okay, so the next thing that we want to do is I actually want to bring this flower to the front. So I'm going to click on that, I'm going to right click and see how I've got these two options. I can bring to front or I can send to back, and I want to bring this one to the front. So now I've got this big flower in the front and I've got this smaller flower that I'm building here. So next, let's insert another one. How about this little sprig of flowers? So let's insert that one. And again, I'm going to change the text wrapping so that I can easily move this image around. I've just selected in the corner so that I can resize it. And let's rotate. So I'm using the little rotate option. Let's rotate it up like so. And it doesn't look right on this particular angle. So let's go up to the flipping option up here. I'm going to flip it horizontally. And I think that looks a lot prettier. So let's put that, let's hide that one down there. Now see how I now want this one to be behind this flower, but this one, if I bring this one to the front, it's going to come in front of this one. So now what we can do is we can click both of them, and if you're using a regular PC, you can hold down the Shift key and then you can click both of them. So I've got both of these flowers now selected. I can right click and I can say I want to bring it to the front. So I've just brought both of these images to the front, which keeps this one in front like this. And now I can pick this up and I can go, oh yep, I like that. I'm going to bring that up to the top like so. All right, let's add another one. Let's add this little sprig here. So we're going to change the text wrapping again so that we can move it around. I'm resizing it, and I'm going to bring that up here so we can see what we're working with. I'm going to resize that all the way down to this little size here. And I'm thinking we might just slot that in around about here, like so. I'm going to select both of these flowers again and I'm going to bring them to the front. I'm going to bring to front like that, and that's pushed this one in behind this one here, but that one is still further back than this one. So this one is now on top of this one. All right, now let's bring in another one. We'll bring in this little leaf here. Insert that. We're going to change the text wrapping and grab it in the corner so that we can resize it. Now the great thing about these leaves is that you can tuck these in to fill up little gaps. So I'm going to bring in like some leaves around here. Now that I've got all of these different flowers that I want to be in front of these leaves, I can actually select the leaf and press the Shift button and select that rectangle that we've made earlier, and I can right click and actually send it to the back. So now I've sent both of these to the back, and because this is already in front of that rectangle, then because I've selected both of them at the same time, I was able to send both of them in their current position to the back. So let's say I accidentally just selected the leaf and I sent that to the back, and now it's hidden behind that rectangle. But I can just click the rectangle, right click it, and send that to the back as well, and now that is now behind that leaf. Okay, now let's say I want to do a few of these leaves. So I'm just going to hit the Control C, the copy command, or you can go up to the copy command up here and click copy, and then I'm going to hit paste. So I can do paste from here, like so, and I've now got a copy of it, or I can hit the Control V command, I think it is, yes. So, or I can hit the Control V. Why isn't it Control P? I do not know, but Control P is Control Print. So don't do Control P. But yeah, so it's Control V, which is obviously right next to C to try and help you on the keyboard. Okay, so let's rotate that little leaf up there. Now, when you do paste it, it does paste it to the front. So you're going to have to do your little tricks again of moving things around to the back. But let's just move them to where we want the leaves to be. I'm going to resize this one and make it a little bit bigger first. And I'm thinking of bringing it down so that we can make a little bit of a corner down the bottom here. And let's do another insert first. I'm going to insert this pretty one here. And let's do the text wrapping. And as you can see, it's all the same thing over and over again, and it's just a matter of moving the flowers around until you're happy with the layout. And there are so many options. I'm going to flip this one. I want this to flip around this way. So let's just flip that horizontally. And I'm thinking that will look really pretty if we put it behind the actual main flower maybe. Wait a sec, let's see what this looks like. So I'm going to grab this one, and I'm going to grab this leaf over here, and I'm going to grab this rectangle, and I'm going to right click, and I'm going to send it all to the back. All right, so we've got a bit of a mess happening here. So let's do another little trick. I am going to hide this flower. I just want this little leaf and the little flowers up here. So let's hide this flower. And the way to do that is you want to go up to your insert, and you want to go to shapes. And what you can do is, I think it is freeform, that's right. So we're going to click, 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 and then join it. So we've now got our blue shape, and we're going to change the shape fill to this, and we're going to change the shape outline to white as well. And we're going to grab these two, we're going to right click on that, and we're going to group them together. So we're going to click group, because we do not want those to become separated. So let's now select this new little object that we've created, and we've hidden that big flower, and we're going to click on the rectangle, right click, we're going to send them to the back, and now we can put in our special little flower that we've made, just like so. And I think we're just going to have to move a few of these other little elements around. So let's, whoops, Control Z, I want to undo what I just did then. So I'm going to grab these flowers here, I'm just going to move them to the side. I'm going to grab these ones and make sure. Now, we've got all of our little elements, so let's maybe bring these flowers like so. See, and it's going to be just a matter of playing around and seeing what you like and how it all turns out. Now let's put these flowers, and we'll rotate them around this way. That looks good. Put them in like so. And we'll put these little leaves in over here. And we might even put these leaves down under here. Oh, that looks pretty. See, just like that. And now I'm going to grab this leaf here, and I'm going to send that to the back. And you know what? I'm going to grab this and make a copy of that. So I'm going to do Control C and V. So that's made our group that we had before, and I can reuse it. And I'm actually going to go over to the picture tools, and I'm going to flip this horizontally like that. And I'm thinking that that would look nice coming out behind here. So let's take that over here, and we're going to select that rectangle, and I'm moving that to the back. And let's see if this is going to work. I might have to make some changes. I'm going to increase the size a little bit. Oh, I quite like that. Remove this leaf just a little bit, like so. Now the downside to using a program like Microsoft Word is that it's difficult to now grab this whole section and resize it. So for example, if you were using Photoshop, or if you're using Illustrator or some other photo editing program, you can usually select all of the images and resize, and they will go together. But let me show you what happens with Microsoft Word when you try to select all of them to resize. So I'm just going to select all of the little elements like so. Now if I group them, I think they will go together. So let's try that. We'll try to group them all together like that. And then as I resize, they should resize together like that. And then you could ungroup them if you wanted to. But if I didn't group them together, I'm just doing an undo. If I just selected them all like this and then did a resize, it resizes them in a spot, but doesn't have like the bottom corner as its thing. So if I let go, all of those images are now separated. So make sure that you group them before you try and resize them all together. So I'm just going to click undo, and then I'm going to right click and I'm going to group them again. So I've got the whole lot of this little flower arrangement grouped. I can now resize from one of the corners so that it all stays together. And then I'm going to move that into the corner like that. And you know what you can also do? You can, of course, if you just want to have your corner and you're making like a border, so you can have that come off and then you can cut that edge off so that you've just got this part of the flower showing. And you could now grab this. So let's say we're going to put another one up in this corner up here. So we'll grab this one, we're going to do the copy, and then we're going to do the paste. So I've now got a copy of it, and I can now turn it around and I can have it up in the other corner, like so. So I've got this pretty little sprig of little flowers coming down here and each corner, and then you could put this beautiful sentiment in the middle. And you could even now grab all of these elements and we'll just turn it this way and make it horizontal. Whoops. Well, had I grouped that, that would have worked better, but because these are grouped, we can quickly grab these and put them into the corners like so. So there you go. So when you print it, you can just make sure that, well, what we could actually do, let me show you how it would look. I'm going to bring this to the front. I'm going to bring it to the front. So I've got the actual size of the card. And then if I go over to the design, oh, wait. If I go over to here, where is it? Sorry, guys. Must be in drawing tools. All right. If I do the shape fill and I do no fill, and I'm going to do the shape outline and make sure it's black. And can I change the weight? Yes. So let's change the weight so that you can definitely see where that border is. So now when I print it, I can color in all of this inside here of the flowers, knowing that I'm going to cut that off. So you're only going to get that part, the inside of that flower. So, which, you know, is very, very cool. The other thing that you could do is, let's delete that one there. You could have it that you've got a smaller card base. So if we go over to drawing tools, we could make this, let's say 4 inches. And we could make this, 5.25. Let's do that, 5.25 inches. Did that work? It doesn't seem to have worked. 5.25 inches. Okay, there we go. And then let's have it so that you can actually fussy cut around that flower. So bring that to the front again. Bring to front. So you could actually have this border as part of your design, and you could have a white edge all the way around the edge and fussy cut around the leaves and the flowers here so that it looks, you've got that white outline around it, and then put it onto a, you know, like a coloured card. So lots of ideas. I hope that it has helped you think of what you could possibly do with the amazing collection of floral elements. There are already some pre-made designs in the store as well, but the whole idea of this is that you can unleash your creativity and have lots of fun building and designing your own floral arrangements and backgrounds and have lots of fun with it. So hopefully this helps, and of course if you ever have any questions, feel free to send an email my way and I will do my best to help you if I can. Okay, bye for now, and I will see you in the next video.